This is Kevin Menton with Outside the Games. I'm here actually on location here at LaHabra High School. Yes, we have actually been to this high school before. We interviewed a player, Clark Phillips III. But guess what? We have the quarterback, Ryan Zanelli. Ryan, thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Of course, we talk about student athletes, hashtag student athlete strong. We talk to athletes from Washington, Oregon, California, and of course nationwide. And again, it's about their story. Here we're talking family life and football. You know, Ryan, we talk about family because family is kind of the foundation, the structure that where you start and how you started. Tell me first of all though, what does family mean to you?
For me, family is just about love and support, and go through things in life and on the football field, but having your family there kind of is your rock and your support system whenever I'm going through something or need something. It's just always awesome to have them there.
Yeah, and something to be said about that, because mom and dad, they kind of both play a different role. And you talk about mom has her role, dad has his role. Tell me what they mean to you in the different roles that they play for you, and how important, what impact they make in your life.
So my mom, I call her my biggest cheerleader. She's the one who's always like giving me the positive, the you can go do this, you can do that. And my dad is the constructive criticism a little bit. He shows love too, but he understands football and understands kind of what I need to do better, and he knows me as well as anybody there is. So when he gets on me, I know that that's something that I need to get better at, or I need to improve on. So.
And when he gets on you, I mean, there's two ways you can go about it.
Yeah.
You can go about it, you go in the tank. It's just it's the worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Or you've learned possibly to take it and turn it into something positive.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's obviously a work in progress. Sometimes, I don't want to hear it, but I gotta sometimes come back within myself and say, hey, there's a reason for saying this, there's a reason he's trying to help me, he cares, he wants to make me better. And so if I focus on that, then I can usually take what he says and put it to use.
Well, this is Ryan Zanelli, quarterback, class of 2020 here at LaHabra High School. When we talk about family, we talk about the next thing that's kind of makes a big impact in your life. That is mentors.
Yep.
Who are your mentors and why?
Obviously, starting with the family, my dad, he set the example for how to work hard and how to really show love to the people that matter in your life, like my mom and my sisters. He sets a great example for that. Football, definitely Coach Mazzota. He taught me so much about the game, and he just does a lot for me in terms of that type of stuff.
Yeah, because they play that kind of like a specific role.
Yeah.
In your life.
And I like to say Coach Mo's like my second dad. I'm around him almost as much as my family during the season, because always watching film on the practice field, and so him being such a strong influence in my life, I think really helps me.
Yeah, that's big. When you look at the fact of mentors, why do you think mentors are important for student athletes today?
Because I think that you don't obviously all the time know, because I'm young, I'm still growing and learning, and to have someone that's been through those things, and Coach Mo, who's coached so many great players before, he knows what you have to do to get to that level, and it's something that I don't know all the time. So when he's pushing me, he knows what it takes. So that's really important.
It's nice to know a person that knows what it takes, to go to the next level at least. Again, we talk to student athletes all over. Ryan Zanelli, obviously, talk about student athlete challenges for you. Now, you're a senior now. You're going to be a senior. So, can you remember your freshman year?
Yeah. Freshman year was I was, coming into high school, I had no idea what to expect.
Was it like hallways bigger? I mean, we always talk about this. Hallways bigger, navigating through classes. Where do I go to for class?
Yeah, and you go from being the oldest kid in your middle school to now you're on the bottom, and you see kids full-grown kids who are about to go to college next year, and you're just the young kid trying to make a name for himself and trying to establish yourself. So it's definitely a lot different.
Right. Take me through some of the student athlete challenges you've had to face. Maybe pick a specific challenge that you've had to face now that you're going all the 4 years, and then you'll be a senior this year. But which one stands really out to you that you had a difficulty with?
For me, just managing my time. Obviously, there's a lot of distractions that come with being a high school kid. There's certain things you want to do that maybe you can't, because you have to focus on getting your homework done after a long practice, or have to go get that extra work in to make sure you're ready for the season. So some of those things, just making sure your priorities are in order, and what really matters in the long run. Hanging out with your friends is awesome, and obviously you have to have time for that, but getting that workout in is real important.
What's a typical grind day for Ryan Zanelli?
So during the season, I'll go to school, wake up about 6 o'clock, get ready for school, brush my teeth, eat breakfast, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Get to school, go through all my classes. Football starts about 2, goes through about 6:30.
Wow.
So yeah, so it starts with film and weight room, and then go on the field, obviously, get your work in, and then head home. Get home about.
Okay, stop me right there because I'm going to stop you right there because right at that point, I'm just listening to it and I'm going, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get home.
So you get home, you definitely got to shower, working hard in practice, a little sweaty. You get some food, and you got to get the books open and put the phone away. Say, no, you got to stay off social media, you got to get your homework done. And then I try to watch a little more film before I go to bed, just to kind of refresh what we focus on that week in preparation. So,
does it make it hard sometimes though? We'll probably mention one of it with time management being one of the student athlete challenges you face. Is it tough when it comes to like there's a final or a test or homework that's due, a paper?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, it can be because obviously school is important, but sometimes when you're on you're in the middle of a football season, you're trying to prepare for that like next big week, that could seem more important in the long run. So you got to kind of just manage it and be able to try to juggle both. It's hard, but it's something that just has to happen.
Yeah, no, I get that too. You know, with you mentioned social media. Social media has evolved. Obviously, there's been more apps added. There'll probably be more as you graduate and I get older.
Definitely.
There will be more apps added to the plethora of the platform. How do you handle social media? What ways do you kind of manage that?
For me, it's just sometimes I just gotta turn my phone off so I don't get like the alerts. So if someone's texting me, I'll feel the need to respond, but it's just a thing where you gotta understand that you have priorities and just put the phone away, turn it all the way off so you don't see anything, and then you just gotta focus on what you need to focus on. It's something I struggle with. Definitely, my parents try to help me out with that, and I just gotta stay focused on it. So.
Right. Well, let's talk about now. Let's first talk about 7-on-7.
Okay.
Pro Way.
Yes, sir.
Right. How long have you been doing 7-on-7?
Since going into my freshman year, so 8th grade going into freshman year is when I started 7-on-7.
Have you felt that 7-on-7 has been pretty instrumental in your life? I mean, because some people view it as something that kind of takes away from what Coach Mo may be trying to do. But how do you view it?
I think it's the way you go about it. So if you do stuff and you're focusing on things that are applicable to the season, like taking things away from the season you need to work on 7-on-7, I think it'd be a real great benefit because you're still out here reading defenses, no pads, but you're still reading defenses, still getting live reps. So I think it's important if you really focus on doing the right thing.
Does the student athlete have to control that though? That's the kind of thing that you have to be verbal with the coaches here at Pro Way maybe? Because they say, hey, you know, Coach Mo told me how to do this.
Yeah.
And I need to stay within that, but maybe there's something new wrinkle I can maybe add to that to make it better?
Yeah, I think they do a pretty good job of staying focused on stuff that like works in actual football. I think some 7-on-7 programs struggle with that a little bit because everyone's trying to win. And you can do certain things, but I think Pro Way and Coach Jeff and all the guys, Coach AG, I think they do a really good job of like making sure it's like tackle football applicable and making sure that you're doing all the things that can apply to the actual game.
And that's really the difference in 7-on-7, you could probably tell, right? Well, let's talk about the season.
Okay. Best time of the
So, you know, I tell you, LaHabra had some pretty big goals this last year.
Definitely.
In fact, I think that a lot of people had touted you guys as being really top in your conference. Take me through the first game and then take me through the seasonal game. What kind of happened? What did you notice that happened with the team and with some of the things that were going on with the team?
So the first 4 games, it wasn't a heart issue. We were playing, the whole team played really hard. It was just kind of execution, and we do 1 or 2 things, we get a penalty here, miss something here, and then the drive's over. And it's just when you're playing like fantastic teams like we were playing, like really talented teams, you need to be sharp and be on it. And I think it was just the execution thing. But I think we really grew a lot as a team throughout the season. And then, because I think we were week 1 to the playoffs, we were a whole different team. Our execution was so much better, and our growth overall was really awesome. And my personal growth too was cool.
Did it teach you a lot though? Every game you have to be dialed in.
Yeah.
Pretty much, because these teams are jumping on you, right?
Definitely, and obviously I'm a pretty competitive person, so I hate to lose. And those first couple weeks were tough, but it taught me a lot. It really taught me that like varsity football, you have to be dialed in, you have to be ready to go every single snap because you don't know when you're going to get another.
Another thing you find out too is that the people that were talking about you, they kind of go
Yeah,
away a little bit,
that's
and that's just kind of media related kind of thing. But
yeah, and that's why you can't can't like rely on that for your own self like worth. You have to really put it in like working with your team and understanding whatever, no matter what everyone else is saying, that like you know that you and your guys are getting better and you're still working and you're not going in the tank.
So enough about this year.
Yeah.
Next year, tell me what you're doing, your outlook now as a quarterback. The quarterback has a lot on their plate. You obviously have to look at the playbook. You have to look at progression and reads. You have to see what kind of talent are you looking at, people that are stepping up.
Yeah.
Take me through what this year is going to be for you personally as a quarterback and then as a team.
Okay, so for me personally, it's I'm going to be a senior, and so obviously stepping up into that leadership role is real important to me. And so we got some young guys coming up that I think can really contribute, and so being a leader for them and just for the entire team in general is one of the things I'm really focusing on. And then getting in the watching film with Coach Mo, seeing what we liked from this past year, what we can do better into the next year is real important. Just to, the season's the season, it happened, but what can we do to build on that and continue to improve with that?
We'll get to the team real quick here, but you did say something that kind of caught my attention about being vocal. Is that something that you've been able to do last year and you're going to do even more this year? Or what do you say? Do you say it's more vocal versus what you put on the field, or is it by example?
I think in order to be a vocal leader, you have to be able to perform on the field and have to be able to do the things that everyone else is doing. But for me, the beginning of the season, it was a little tough because I was a young kid coming up, but throughout the season I kind of learned to be more of a vocal leader and more assertive, and then going into this next year for sure, just got to keep building on that and be more and more assertive.
Yeah. Were there some things that you learned as a quarterback that you maybe made mistakes at from last season, but that you can learn and take and turn them around this season?
Definitely. Well, the game definitely moves faster on varsity football field, so it was just, you have to be on time with stuff. The ball has to be put in the right spot because there's fantastic athletes that we're playing and they'll be on it like that if we're not sharp. So it's just overall sharpness and knowing that the games, they fly by, so when you get opportunities you have to capitalize.
You really do.
Yeah.
How does it feel being a senior, man? And especially not only for school.
Yeah.
And we'll get a little bit to you as in the school, in the classroom, but as a senior quarterback now, it went by fast.
Yeah. So technically still a junior in school, but in the weight room and when we're meeting as a team, there's no more seniors there. They're done with. So it's kind of like you're looking around. Like I remember when I was a freshman, looking at all the seniors, and now like I'm that guy. I'm the old dude. I'm the guy who's the leader. So it's pretty surreal, but it's a blessing. Had a great, gonna have one more year obviously to finish it off right, but I've had a great couple years of high school for sure.
Let's talk about the classroom. Are you a student that sits in the front or the back?
Definitely the front. Definitely got to sit in the front. You might want to sit in the back because it's easier, but for me personally, in order to make sure I stay focused, you got to sit in the front.
Why is it important, do you think, to sit in the front? I mean, do you think it's important to have good relationships with your teachers?
Yeah, definitely, because if you never talk to your teacher, if you mess around in class, and if you need help on something, they're not going to want to help you if you were messing around the whole year. But if you're sitting in the front, you show them that you're trying, and then something comes up and you need help or you need a favor, they're definitely more open to helping you.
What do you think, Ryan, because you're a senior, going to be a senior now, what do you think makes a good teacher? What kind of qualities do they have to have in order to make you a better student?
For me, it's just holding me accountable and making sure that like if help is needed, it's offered, because we have a lot of fantastic teachers here that do a great job. It's just making sure they have the help.
So let me flip it around now.
Okay.
What do you have to do as a student to make it better for your teachers?
What do I have to do as a student to make it better for my teachers? All right, just making sure I'm paying attention, not looking at football stuff, make sure I'm locked in on the lesson, not zoning out, thinking about like what plays you're going to run this week, and participation in class too, raising your hand and discussion, that type of thing.
Yeah. What's your favorite class?
Favorite class? Oh, U.S. history.
Yeah?
AP U.S. history.
Wow.
I'm a history guy. I love it. Love it.
Do we see a future Ryan Zanelli history teacher?
We'll see.
I'm
not sure. That's a possibility.
But if you were asked a history question, no doubt you would have the answer.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm really interested in.
People try to quiz you.
I mean, yeah, I'll get some once in a while, and then so we're learning a lot of fun stuff right now. So.
What's your least class that you're taking? Least favorite?
Oh, I don't want to say a specific class, but I probably
let's put it this way. What's the most challenging class for you?
I struggle more with like math.
Yeah.
Then English I like a lot, and then history I like a lot. Math is something I really have to work hard on. So
Do the little extra.
yeah,
right?
extra. Make
You
sure
noticed.
I really have to really focus, really absorb the lessons. So
Is Ryan Zanelli a good test taker?
yeah.
Yeah?
I consider myself a pretty good.
What do
test
you
taker.
do to prep for a test?
Prep for a test? I'm a big notebook guy, so I'll like jot down things during the week and just open up, review that, and then just like knowing like the themes and that type of thing. So I consider myself a pretty good test taker for sure.
Yeah. Well, I tell you this, there's going to be big things for Ryan Zanelli, quarterback here at LaHabra High School, class of 20. He learned a lot last year. This year, he's going to turn some things around. Beautiful stadium, by the way.
Fantastic.
Field and more to come. I think they're doing some serious construction here. What has that meant for you as players? And new unis this last year too.
Yeah. To be the first team to play on this field is special, especially with the all the talent that's come here before. For us to get to play on this turf and then just the renovated stands, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Well, I tell you, pleasure having you on our show on Outside the Games. I tell you,
Appreciate
it's
it.
good to get to know you and,
Awesome.
and see how you are as a student athlete. Hashtag student athlete strong out there. It's important that, again, we're more than just recruiting. We talk about the stories that are in depth about who they are as a person on and off the field and why they're important, because, hey, you don't take care of it off the field, you don't see on the field, right?
Definitely.
But we're not done. We have this thing called the Quick Blitz, my friend.
Okay.
What's your favorite food?
Ooh, pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
What kind of pizza?
Classic. The gold standard of pizza is cheese, but I like pepperoni on it too.
Okay, you got to have pepperoni.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to add something to make your own Ryan Zanelli special?
I've tried stuff. I've tried different like I'll put peppers on, but I think the classic. You just gotta stick with the classics when it comes to pizza.
Right. What about dessert? What's your favorite dessert?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with cheesecake.
Cheesecake?
Yeah, cheesecake.
Just naked cheesecake.
No, I go
nothing.
strawberry on top.
Do you really?
Strawberry on
See,
top.
that's the
Strawberry
staple.
cheesecake, yeah.
Is the strawberry.
Yeah.
They give you anything else, boysenberry, you ain't taking it.
No, I'll still eat it.
You're
I'm
still-
not,
okay,
I'm not
all right,
too
all right, you're
picky.
not
I'm not
picky.
too picky, but if
All
I had a
right.
choice, I'll go strawberry. For
Okay,
sure.
but it got to be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Favorite musical artist right now you're listening to?
Ooh, Drake.
Okay.
Drake's my number
Scorpion.
one.
Yeah.
That's big.
Right.
And then just,
You're waiting for that new album to drop. I know you are.
I'm waiting. He hasn't announced anything, but always need some.
I mean,
Drake
there's
music in my
Migos
life.
coming out with Culture 3. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
There's a
different
lot of
stuff
good
coming out. So, Apple or Android, and why?
Ooh, Apple.
Have you ever had an Android phone?
No, I gotta have blue text messages. I can't have that.
Blue
game.
text message, iMessage.
Yeah. Clark Phillips used to have an Android, but he's on the iPhone game now. He was giving me green text messages for all. I said you got to get on the iPhone. So now he's got an iPhone. Now he texts me on the blue.
But the thing is, though, you like the fact that you can see that it's been read.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
just to make sure
I had a
that-
feeling you do like that. A quarterback has to like that.
Yeah, I like to see when someone's like seeing my text. and
Right.
stuff
This
like
doesn't
that,
say
so.
delivered.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Ooh, I'm gonna go Xbox.
Xbox. And what favorite game do you play?
Ooh, Madden. I'm the best Madden player at LaHabra, hands down. It's not
Yeah?
even close. You can ask Clark.
What's
about
your
that.
handle?
Handle? Ryan Z123. If anyone
Okay.
wants to add me, get that Madden work, you can have all of that.
Okay, all right. Pants or shorts? What do you prefer?
Ooh, I go shorts.
Yeah, well,
I'm an
you're
athletic
in
shorts.
California,
California, I like to stay comfortable, so
Okay.
athletic shorts right here.
All right.
I'll stay in those.
Favorite cleats to
Ooh,
wear?
Nike. I'm gonna go the new
Nike
Vapors.
Okay,
The new
you
Nike
like those?
Vapors, yeah.
What was your favorite shoe to wear?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with classic pair of Vans.
Now I heard
Vans old
Vans are
school.
really big at La Habra.
Yeah, Vans are really big. I think Southern California in general.
Really?
Just, yeah, I don't know.
Not
I think
Converse, but just Vans.
people wear Converse,
Chucks?
but I think Vans might have started down here, so it's real popular, and
see.
I've always just gone with Vans.
Okay. If you had a favorite place to visit, like a vacation spot, where would Ryan Zanelli go?
Okay, I would go to Italy.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
Italian, so.
Oh, there you go.
Got
Hey,
to.
you have family back there, right?
Family came over
Zanelli.
from there. I don't know
Oh,
if I
they're
have
not.
any. I'm not 100% sure, but I know my great grandfather.
Have you ever taken the boat ride?
I have. I have.
Is that cool
I
or
have.
what?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
So my,
And to see buildings and water.
It's pretty like right up against the water.
Yeah,
it's different, but it's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get serious on a couple things.
Okay.
If you were running late somewhere
Okay.
and you had to let somebody know
Yeah.
that you're running late, would you call or text and why?
You gotta call.
Okay.
Because it shows that extra effort and like get a hold of them right away to let them know you're gonna be late. Because their phone could be off, they might not hear a text, but you definitely gotta call.
If there was one thing that Ryan Zanelli, I tell you, we've seen a lot of things in the world scene change with president and a lot of different things politically.
Yeah.
Government shutdown is one thing.
Yeah.
what if there was one thing you could change and have an influence on that Ryan Zanelli could impact on? What would that one thing be in the world?
Ooh, probably helping our teachers out. I think education's super important
The
because
local,
yeah,
to
just
some extent.
yeah, because the the next generation of kids are gonna impact the world are in school right now, and to make sure the teachers are taken care of and make sure they get what they need to really impact the kids, I think is really important.
Favorite movie you just saw?
Favorite movie I just saw.
Or
Can I
last
go, can
movie
I go
you just saw?
old? Last movie.
Last
I
movie
saw.
you just saw.
Okay. Aquaman.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
You recommend it?
Yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Right on.
Marvel does a good job. I always love
Oh.
the Marvel movies, and the next Avengers coming out soon, so I'm excited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right on, right on. Well, I got one more question for you, and I know because you're a senior,
Okay. Good.
you'll get this right. Okay.
Okay.
What would you prefer? A hot day at LaHabra on the field with no water, or being on Outside the Game show?
I'm gonna go be on outside the game.
That's right. I think he knows exactly what to be, where to be, who to be with, and we do again appreciate Ryan Zanelli, quarterback, class of 2020, here at LaHabra High School. Do check them out. They're going to be ready and geared in the season, dialed in this season to really take care of business. And so they're not going to let teams jump on them. They're going to be ready for these teams.
Yes, sir.
So again, thank you very much for being on our show. This is Ryan Zanelli. I'm Kevin Mann with Outside the Games. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.